Dang it to heck! Pill 200 all over again. Pill 200 squared. So that's, I don't even know, 4 skin. I have a foreskin fetish. Anyway, welcome. This is Jason is a social scientist. Bimouth Daily. Pill number 200.22. The first show wasn't working, so now we're gonna try restarting the show and see if that fixes the echo chamber. Wasn't working, so now we're gonna try. Yay! Yay! Oh! Whoa! Hold still there. Yay! Whoa! Hold still there. Charles likes my gloves. Thank you, Charles. Jake Pearly Foster said, "What is this? Just popped up in my news feed. Where have you been my whole life, Jake? This is the 200th night in a row. Almost, actually. There was a short time I was in the hospital, I guess, but that's neither here nor there. That was the hospital. This is the echo chamber, and that's where you are. And that's what this is. This is the echo chamber." This is Jason is a social scientist. Bimouth Daily. Pill number 200. The pill is Triomec. It's a once-a-day pill containing 3 medications, abacavir, dolutegravir, and lamivudine. Together they work in concert to suppress the replication of the HIV virus within my system. I'm HIV positive. I stand up in front of my friends, family, and strangers every night on the Book of Face in order to embrace stigma and hopefully dispel ignorance. And what else? Find support. Welcome. Some nice feedback going on. Fit all the junk in there, huh? Trish, thank you again, Trish. Kim Robbins is, hey Kim, how is it going? I missed you. I have missed you. Sounds like you've been having a hard time, so I'm glad to see you. Boy, that feedback. Let's play a song right away, get the mood going, and then we'll commune. I really like even just the name of this song. It's When I Grow Too Old to Dream. Time to commune. Oh, where was the baby bomb? Dang it. You seem speedy, LOL. I took some Adderall. Shh. Don't tell anybody. I think it was an accident, though. You seem speedy, LOL. I'm nervous. Of course I'm nervous. It's the 200th pill. Alright, let's smoke some weed. We need to... chillax, am I right? Yeah, I'm right. Yeah, we need to fucking chillax. Jason needs to chillax. This week? Alright, you're still coming on, Mix? Mix is gonna take us on a tour of... Fuck, I forget what it is. Baycon. This week? Alright, you're still coming on, Mix? Mix is gonna take us on a tour of... Baycon. I don't even know how much I took. Not a therapeutic dose. I took a therapeutic dose of Adderall. Okay, here we go. Let's cash. Oh, Sophie has to go outside, and then we'll cash this bowl. Okay, here we go. Here we go, Sophie. Sophie had to go outside. Man, oh man. I had to write that post about the Master Dang list, the electronic Master Dang list, twice. Apparently the first time I tagged too many groups, and so I spent like 20 minutes to half an hour before the show typing all that shit up, and I had to start all over. Dang it, Dad. The first time I tagged too many groups, and so I spent like 20 minutes to half an hour before the show typing all that shit up, and I had to start all over. Matthew Hernandez tuning in for Pill 200. Been here since 167. I love that. This pill numbering thing is working out. I knew it'd be cool just to be like so it gives some sense of how long, but it makes it, I don't know, it gives people a handle on how long they've been here. Yeah, I don't know. I knew it'd be cool just to be like so it gives some sense of how long, but it really makes it, I don't know, gives people a handle on how long they've been here. Tomorrow night, Risa, put in all your join requests, and then we'll start danging tomorrow. Tomorrow night, Risa, put in all your join requests, and then we'll start danging tomorrow. Tomorrow night, Risa, put in all your join requests, and then we'll start danging tomorrow. Didn't it get under control? The feedback still? Oh, dang it, Dak. Didn't it get under control? The feedback still? What side of Madtown you from? Well, I live on I live almost near Verona on the southwest side of Madison. And what side of Madtown you from? Well, I live almost near Verona. I'm from Baraboo, Wisconsin. I live. What is that Vail set up? The Vail. I'm from Baraboo, Wisconsin. Southwest, huh? Yeah. It's not the real side. It's not the east side. What is that Vail? People tell me that's the real heart of Madison. I don't know. As a little boy, I grew up about 50 miles from here. The west side feels like the main part of Madison to me, just because the only reason I'd ever come to Madison is to go school clothes shopping. And then go to the West Town Mall. Okay, so we gotta do this thing. Okay, downtown is nice because there's scantily, especially this time of year, everybody's excited to be outside and everybody's half naked. Downtown is nice because there's scantily, especially this time of year, everybody's excited to be outside and everybody's half naked. Angel, are you from Madison? Welcome. Angel, are you from Madison? Probably bringing guests for tonight. I don't know, we'll see. I just want to get stoned before anything else. Probably bringing guests for tonight. Oh boy, it's getting warm in here. It's getting hot in here. Born and raised, very nice, very nice. I'm about 2 minutes away from Meriter, now it's Unity Point Health Meriter. It's a child and adolescent psychiatric hospital. And when I moved here in 2006, I worked at it's an outlying facility. It's technically a hospital. It's licensed as a hospital, but it's a standalone facility with 20 beds. Like the main hospital is about 20 minutes from here. Anyway, I was working at the Child and Adolescent Psychiatric Hospital. It was my first job as a nurse. And yeah, we drive by this neighborhood. And I don't know, we didn't live that far away from here. And we were living in a duplex on Broadmoor. Yeah, it's about 5 or 10 minutes from here. And Laura saw an advertisement for Pottery Barn gift cards for, you get $50 gift card just for applying for a home loan. You know, this is 2006, right at the height of the mortgage crisis. So they give it away to anybody, even us. And so that's why we applied for the loan. And yeah, we just looked for places near where I worked. Of course, shortly thereafter, I moved from child adolescent to adult psychiatry, and the adult unit is in the main hospital, so I ended up still commuting. Anyway, that's how I ended up here. Now, Angel knows what I'm talking about. Mark says, what's this all about? Oh, Jason is a social scientist. By Mouth Daily. Pill number 200. It's the 200th show. The 200th pill I'll be swallowing live on the Book of Face. Every night I get up in front of friends, family, and strangers and swallow my HIV medication live on the Book of Face. The pill is Triumec. It's a once-a-day pill containing 3 medications, abacavir, dolutegravir, and lamivudine. Together they work in concert to suppress the replication of the HIV virus within my system. Angel, come down to the echo chamber.
Angel, come down to the echo chamber. Angel, come down to the echo chamber.
Angel, come down to the echo chamber.
Come on down.
Angel, come down to the echo chamber.
Angel, come down to the echo
Lucas, how are you? Hey, Sophie. There's my pupper, Sophie. If you knew old downtown, you'd understand. Did you, when I said I like downtown, my pupper, Sophie, you said you didn't like it or something like that? Is that it? I only can see 2 comments at a time. Most places aren't the same anymore, Angel. Nothing ever does stay the same, does it? Dang it, the heck. Although, you know, duality is a fundamental quality of existence. And what's another cliche? The more things change, the more they stay the same. Your PC is about to die. Oh, Damien, we'll miss you. The more things change, the more they stay the same. Near Madison, Alabama. Never been there. Dying at yuck. That's my best southern accent. Near Madison, Alabama. Never been there. I'm gonna listen to it and it won't. It changed too much. Yeah. Okay. Here we go. We're gonna smoke the fuck out of this fucking shit, or vape it at least. Okay. Here we go. We're gonna smoke the fuck out of this fucking shit, or vape it at least. Yeah, but the more they change, the more worse it gets. Jimmy Budlover Beneva says the whole world going down. I also think there should be more all sex. The whole world should be going down. Jimmy Budlover Beneva says the whole world going down. Good idea, Jimmy. I also think there should be more all sex. The whole world should be going down. Jimmy Budlover Beneva says the whole world going down. Good idea. Fall River, Mass, Benny Budlover. Angel, she will make fun of how we talk. I'm not making fun. I like variation in the way people speak. I don't know, I'm a sucker for difference. Everybody says my wife has a stronger accent than I do. I don't know. Bear Boy's a really cultured place. Everybody says my wife has a stronger accent than I do. Bear Boy's a really cultured place. Very cosmopolitan. More people need to smoke. Wicked cool, right? That's one of the stigmas I brace on the show. Yeah. Besides the HIV, way before I had the HIV, I was ashamed of many things. I was born and raised in a very Catholic family, and yeah, well, and I grew up in this, I don't know, puritanical culture, and yeah, I was always ashamed of my weed use. So I, not only do I stand up every day on the Book of Faith in front of friends, family, and strangers and swallow my HIV medication, I also get up every day, and every day that I have it available, and consume THC and other substances. And I talk about my history of substance abuse. Angel said, did you notice the more north you go, the more they speak like Canadian? Yeah, I have an ex-boyfriend who's from the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. It's like right on the other side of the border of Wisconsin. There's a little town called Alvin, Wisconsin, just right on the border. It's kind of fun. Anyway, what was the question again? Oh yeah, the Yoopers. They're known for the way they talk. I have to go to the bathroom. Dang it, the heck! Here, somebody, you guys keep busy somehow. I'll be right there. Be right back. All right. Whee! Here, somebody, you guys keep busy. I'll be right there. Be right back. All right. Whee! Here, somebody, you guys keep busy. Right there. I was pooping, Sharon. I was pooping. What the fuck? Right? I was pooping, Sharon. Sorry. Excuse me. It's so rude to poop. Hello, Sharon. I'm glad you're feeling better. Yeah, it sucks that you had a negative experience. I think UW is probably my favorite hospital, and it still sucks. So it is what it is. This is whatever happened to the good old days. Let's drink. I need a new needle. Let's smoke some more weed. Where did I put the thingamajigger? Where did it go? Thing at the hat. Thing at the hat. Thing at the hat. Alright, who stole it? Danny? You know where I put it? Where did I put it? You sassy man. Oh, here it is. Cookies, Asia. You know where I put it? Make them nice and hot for me. Hot and fresh. Just like me. Cookies, Asia. Good night, Hannah. Thank you. Let's read you a bedtime story. Oh, we got an emergency call on the bat phone. Yes, Commissioner. Hannah's going to bed. Oh, well, we'll have to get her a story right quick. Right on it. Emergency call on the bat phone. Yes, Commissioner. Hannah's going to bed. Oh, happy birthday. Whose birthday? Is it mine? I don't think so. I'll celebrate it, though. Good night, Hannah. Good night, Hannah.
Good night, Hannah.
Dang it, Dad. Thank you for being here, Hannah. Excuse me. Red Moriarty says, I want to see Jason Elvin and Bill Kofsky do a show together. I'd like to meet this Bill Kofsky. Who is he? Your grinder is awesome, man. I got this grinder in Amsterdam. I think you probably could have got it anywhere, but still, I got it in Amsterdam. Recently, that was in 2008, so I got it 9 years ago. It was right before Obama was elected. I was excited about him at the time. Anyway, that's Hannah's bedtime story. Bill Kofsky is Acid Man. Think you'd be down with that? Ew. Angels easily grossed out. All right.
Hannah, this is for you. Popular nursery rhymes or Mother Goose rhymes with illustrations and explanations. That's not the actual title. The title is Popular Nursery Rhymes, Mother Goose Rhymes with Explanations and Illustrations. Let's do the Three Wise Men of Gotham.
Let's do the Three Wise Men of Gotham. I didn't know there was a single wise man in Gotham.
Three Wise Men of Gotham.
Three wise men of Gotham went to sea in a bowl. If the bowl had been stronger, my story would have been longer.
For some 500 years, the village of Gotham, near Nottingham, has been considered a town of fools. The Fools of Gotham are mentioned in a manuscript as early as 1450. Legend has it that the reputation originated in King John's reign. The king expressed his intention to pass through Gotham fields on his way to Nottingham. But in those days, any thoroughfare through which the king passed thereafter became a public road. The Gothamites, determined to avert this, engaged in a number of idiotic pursuits. Some tried to drown an eel in a pond. Others tried to trap a cuckoo, and so have perpetual summer by building a hedge around it. The king's outriders, observing such lunatic behavior, were convinced that the village was peopled by madmen. The king, so warned, took another route. The wise men of Gotham, thus achieving their aims. The dog had to go outside again, apparently. Yep. She peed this time. I just realized I can't see. Reese is back. Hi, Angel. I'm here. Hannah says, dang it to heck, I'm cheesing. What was the last part? Say, you're more than welcome.
Sophie is a boxer, yes. I gotta turn this music down. Sophie is a boxer, yes. Thank you, Chad Hagen. Thank you, everybody who's sharing the show. I'm just taking the time to thank. Thank Chad. Thank you, Chad Hagen. Thank you, everybody who's sharing the show. Can you read that now? Let's see. Thank Chad. Wasabi's here, grains and peanuts. Glass nickel pizza. Not a big fan. At least they deliver late though. Wasabi's here, grains and peanuts. Samantha's always missing someone. I'm sorry. Not a big fan. At least they deliver late though. All right. What else we got going on here? Smoke some weed. More. That's all I can think of. Dang it. And that looks awfully bright back there. What else we got going on? Smoke some weed. More. That's all I can think of. I want to find some more needles for the phonograph. Turning the brightness down. Oh, that was the backlight. Now we're going to turn down the brightness. Alright, turning the brightness down. Oh, that was the backlight. Now we're going to turn down the brightness. Ain't got one of them here in Alabama, so I have no clue. Best pizza or seafood, Boston. Get their cracker crust, trust me. Ain't got one of them here in Alabama, so I have no clue. Best pizza or seafood, Boston. Get their cracker crust, trust me. perfect. Oh yeah, I was gonna rehang. Once again, rehang Crystal's rabbit here. Let's do that real quick. I couldn't do it until after the show is up because it's hard to know exactly how it's gonna look until. I couldn't do it until after the show is up. Figured the rabbit can start going down the rabbit. This can be the rabbit hole down here. Figured the rabbit can start going down the rabbit. This can be the rabbit hole down here. Sophie, damn it. You did that, didn't you? Did you guys see? Did she do that? I'm going to rewind that. You're in big trouble. You're grounded, Sophie. You did that, didn't you? Did you guys see? Did she do that? I'm going to rewind that. You're in big trouble. You're grounded, Sophie. Go on, go on, go on. Yeah, that's pretty good. I can try. I can try to ground a dog, Angel. Thanks for being here, Kevin. Risa likes how. Nah, that's no good. That's no good, Risa. I just try to ground a dog, Angel. Thanks for being here, Kevin. Maybe it's just maybe there's only feedback when it gets quiet, or I have no idea. Where's that feedback coming from? Do I have another thing up and running? No, I don't think so. Is that the Enterprise? It is. Maybe it's from my phone. I've got that playing. That's what it is. Oh, Angel. Angel, you're a Star Trek fan. You want to beam into the You want to beam in here? Oh, do you want to be on the show? You're welcome to. Let's see. I can show you all my wonderful toys. I'll show you the bridge. I'll show everybody the bridge here. It's in pieces because that way you can see it better. But of course, it's malfunctioning. Boy, this show is just, I don't know what to tell you. Technical errors or technical difficulties. Please stand by. Who's Sammy? Oh, Samantha, yeah, Samantha, the other Samantha here? Samantha Joe? Come on, you silly thingamajigger. Go, 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 Gadget, go. Oh, well, of course you can join. Of course you can. The more the merrier, isn't that what they say? This is really broken now. I could get it to work before. Let me just swallow my pill and then we can get going here. I'm gonna cry. Woe is me and my Star Trek toys. I guess I can still show it off. The phasers are stuck on, but yeah. I did. I took the batteries out and back in again. I know, right, Falcon? It's so sad. We're gonna try this again later. I've had it since I was a kid. I've been hauling this crap around since I moved out of the house when I was 18. Oh my gosh, there's so much crap. Everything that you see for this show was already in this house. Except for the candle that's burning it. I used up most of our tea light candles in the 200 shows, but we had a bunch of those even. Everything. The lights, I haven't bought anything for this show. I give up. Okay, I really give up this time. And then the light is burnt out on the engineering section. I give up. Okay, I really give up this time. And then the light is burnt out on the engineering section. At least this makes some good noises. That's what she said. What? No, that's what he said. What? It still doesn't make sense. Come on, light, prove me wrong and work this time. Oh, of course the batteries are just completely dead this time, in this one. Come on, light, prove me wrong and work this time. Oh, of course the batteries are just completely dead in this one. The light bulb's replaceable on this, so I'm going to see about replacing the light bulb. I don't know if that's the Star Trek thing. The bridge is fixable though. The light bulb's replaceable on this. I'm going to see about replacing the light bulb. I think it might be beyond my technical expertise. That's for certain. Bridge is fixable. It's alive! It's alive! Who is the little figure sitting on the couch right next to the grinder? Holding the globe. It's just a little doll. I like to think of it as a cross between Atlas, because he's got the weight of the world in his lap, and Prometheus, because he helps bring us the fire illusion. And then also a little bit of Dorothy from Wizard of Oz, just because the ruby red slippers. I don't know. And then also
He/She is a lot of things. Red alert! I think we're losing warp field containment, or the antimatter or something. This used to like pulsate with a nice blue light. There's even actual dilithium crystals in here. You know, in the 23rd century, they can recrystallize dilithium. You know, in the 23rd century, they can. We do need more. I'm working on a process to. Matter energy conversion. I'm going to see if I can just use, but I don't know, using raw energy to make dilithium crystal. Can you end up producing more than it takes to create? You have to, I don't know, like the dilithium serves as a substrate, right, for the matter and antimatter reaction to occur. Like What's that alarm? It's red alert! Red alert! If we had the bridge up and going, we could have more sound effects, like. You don't like alarms. I'm sorry, Risa. I'm sorry. Yeah. What the heck? They are alarming. What else? They don't like alarms. I'm sorry, Risa. I'm sorry. They are alarming. What are you doing, Sophie? What do you got there? Are you gonna be grounded again? What is that? Hey, leave that alone. That is your sneaky, sneaky dog. Wax on every. What's that? What? Let's play Bewitched. Heading to the bunker, catch whomever's left in 2055. Huh. Is that your way of saying good night? Good night, Wasabi. I gotta come over for dinner again soon. That was awesome. And Laura really appreciates the coffee. She really is using it a lot. She was excited by it. We've been rocking the cold brew coffee here. It's so good I get shaky and have to cut myself off. Nice. Yeah, see, there's real life, then there's what we see, then later we hear it again in the echo chamber. I think there's certainly truth in that.
make a comment and then not see it come up on the TV? Because I think there's sometimes, like, I just remember of going back and reading comments and seeing somebody try to make a comment lots and lots of times and not remember having seen them. And I don't know why that is, if it didn't show up or what. Thank you for sharing me, Risa. I really appreciate it. I might make another account to share the show with, but the main one is down for good. Let's smoke more. Let's do it, Bud Lover. I love you. I like you, Jimmy. And Jimmy just shared the show. Thank you, Jimmy. USS, the NCC 1701D. I've commissioned the USS Enterprise NCC 1701 FSM. It's going to be a new class of starship, and we're going to build enough to house every person that wants to be on one, and we're going to build, I don't know, a fleet of ships and colonize the galaxy and then the universe. You brought Angel in, Samantha? Nice. Are you guys together, like physically? Are you guys in the same physical location right now too? That would be trippy. If you both come in the echo chamber. That would be a first. Well, we can beam you in separately, right? One of you can be on this phone. One of you can be on my AIDS phone. Samantha, since you were here first, you probably should be on the AIDS phone, the bat phone. This is the time when I really need Alfred. Here I am. I'm my own Alfred. Dang it. You were here first. You probably should be on the AIDS phone, the bat phone. Samantha says he's in Wisconsin and I'm in Alabama. I didn't even know Angel was a man. Hello, Angel. I guess it really doesn't matter. I always like to. I don't really believe in gender or sexuality. I really I have this theory that everybody is the same, exactly the fucking same, and that's why it's so hard for me to make eye contact. I don't know why. Why does that make sense? No, that doesn't make sense. I think as a non sequitur, if I ever heard one, was it? Maybe. I just see my pain in other people's eyes. Maybe that's it. What if there's life everywhere in the universe? If there's life everywhere in the universe, that doesn't bode well for us. Because where is everyone? If the universe is filled with life, that doesn't bode well for us. You know, and the universe has been around a long time. At least 13 billion years that we know of. Life has been on our planet for, we know it for like roughly 3-4 billion years.
that leaves 9 billion years. That, 2 times over, we could have, if life is everywhere, 2 times over, it would have been enough time to evolve a species like ours. And it's even enough time to start populating other stars. Like, we could populate. I just saw this thing on Space-Time. I think they're Van Huysen probes. They're just a theoretical thing, right? But we're not that far away from building them with automation and robotics. But they're basically like a probe that you send. It's a factory, basically. It's a factory, and like a completely autonomous factory that builds itself. Basically, it's a robot factory that builds robot factories, and you send it off to a distant star, and it lands on an asteroid or something, like takes up shop there, and just starts cranking out more of itself, and then from there it spreads like a virus. And these, if we thought about it, well, and you have all these intelligent, this life that's also evolved intelligence all over the universe. Well, they would have probably thought of something similar too, so we should see some evidence of these aliens. Where are they? And so, assuming life does exist everywhere, and the fact that their presence is not here, it suggests perhaps that there's something preventing species from advancing far enough that they could build something like that they could populate other stars. It's like our asteroids coming, our own internal conflicts, our tribal nature will inhibit our progress, and that no one ever makes it. No one ever gets off their rock, and we're all stuck. It's a thought. Is that what it's called? Fermi's. I knew it had a name. Fermi's paradox. It's an interesting thought experiment, but of course could be a million. And then the other thing that's really exciting is the Tabby Star. Anybody of you guys been listening to about Tabby Star? I heard about it a couple years ago. Also, it was nicknamed the Alien Megastructure Star, right? And I think they were Kepler, the planet-finding mission. They observe all these stars and their brightness, and when they looked at their, crunched their numbers after, because they were looking for planets that pass in front of their star, and thereby dimming them. Like when the planet gets between the star and us, we can see a characteristic dimming, and so they were measuring all these stars' brightnesses, and this Tabby Star, the Alien Megastructure Star, had this dimming that they couldn't explain, and they still can't explain. Up to 22% dimmer, and so it has these dips of where it lowers in brightness. But then if they go back and look at over 20, 30 years, there's some debate in the numbers, because of how they measure brightness in stars, especially the way they used to do it. But there's evidence to suggest that it's been, besides the dips that go back up, it's been having a steady decline in brightness, and it's seemingly at random. So it's they're not, they don't really think that it's something orbiting around it, and they didn't really find out. This was 2 years ago. They didn't really find out about they didn't really realize that it was so anomalous until it was over. But now they noticed that they've been watching it since, and now it started to dim again, and now there's all the telescopes in the world are up looking at it, and
I think regardless, it's going to be a new phenomenon, and the aliens are probably the least likely. But it's like, it's definitely one of the possibilities. Like, stars just don't do that. They don't just dim, and they don't dim over long periods of time. But it's definitely one of the possibilities. Like, stars just don't do that. They don't just dim, and they don't dim over long periods of time. Like, there's a rocky core to Jupiter. Yeah, like, you get conflicting information about that, I swear. There's a rocky core to Jupiter. Yeah, like, you get conflicting information about that, I swear. What's that? The moon landing, they're watching us. Really, I like to say this about the show too. It's really I Love Lucy. The aliens were first notified to our presence. They missed the first few radio broadcasts. They didn't happen to have their observation tools pointed in our direction. But by the time I Love Lucy came around, they picked up our first broadcasts. And I Love Lucy was just all the rage, right? And Earth was on the map, on the interstellar map. But then they they realized how far we had to come still, and so they've been monitoring, but they really haven't been paying attention to us until the Jason is a Social Scientist By Mouth Daily came out, and they're like, all right, we're ready for first contact. I will be a representative. We will be a representative to the aliens. By Mouth Daily came out, and they're like, all right, we're ready for first contact. I will be a representative. We will be a representative to the aliens. I think broadcast success would be, and I don't know the physics of that. Angel said, "How'd you get all this?" Oh, what? The Tabby Star stuff. If you don't know where I get my information, I watched this YouTube video from Berkeley and the SETI program, and they had like this Q&A for an hour, and I saw the initial. I got linked to the YouTube video by a Science Alert, ScienceAlert.com, Science Alert Facebook page thing. I got linked to the YouTube video by a Science Alert. Do you watch Doctor Who? No. Is it the TARDIS or something? It's something I still have to harness yet. But I'm using the power of Grayskull and the Eye of Thundera, and shunting that power into the warp nacelle, into a series of warp nacelles, creating a static warp shell, warp bubble, and a subsequent singularity. And the never mind. Oh. Hopefully any aliens that could come here and visit. There's a lot of shit in the universe. Like, they don't have to come here to destroy us, right? Hopefully any aliens that could come here and visit. There's a lot of shit in the universe. Like, they don't have to come here to destroy us, right? You make enough energy, right? Or harness enough energy. Like, these guys got Dyson spheres and shit, right? You make enough energy. Right? You can make whatever the fuck you want. Like, these guys got Dyson spheres. Fuck, they could probably even, like, manufacture their own elements. And, like, if you have enough energy, you can create fusion and... I don't know. Like, to do the real experiments, like, if we ever really want to understand who we are and the nature of existence, that sort of shit, the only chance we ever have is by pushing things to the edge. Like, we need to harness enough energy to warp space and time, to create singularities, to experiment with them. Harness enough energy to to see what happens to matter and energy at its most extreme states. Don't call me, I'll call you. I'll call you, and then we'll do it after the pill. Wasabi, you should bike your butt over here. I'll Uber you over here, Wasabi. I got my tax return. Wasabi, you should bike your butt over here. I'll Uber you over here, Wasabi. I got my tax return. Nobody show your privates live on the show, but I don't know. I don't make any money off this show, so if you guys want to pay me in nudes, it's totally cool. Just inbox me. I mean, it's not a requirement. Admission's free, but do take free donations of nudes. Time dilation. Of course, I really love time dilation. But I never understood. I read It's a Brief History of Time. I think when I was 11, that's what I wanted to be a physicist ever since then. And right now I'm trying to disprove relativity. I'm trying to disprove size is relative. I don't know. And this guy's casting his own shadow. Along with that, I don't know. So you just gotta forced perspective is gonna warp space and time and all your minds. Anyway, I never really so that's another thought experiment. Okay, so if you're on a train and you're you can see this face of a clock and you're moving away from that clock, directly away from that clock at the speed of light. So the light that is bouncing off that clock and would be hitting your eyes, you're moving right along with it. So it never hits your eye, and it appears that time has stopped. And that I'm okay, well, so maybe it looks like that, but really your metabolism and your cells, everything, all that stuff must, you're still gonna age the same rate. It can't affect that. That doesn't make sense, right? I just couldn't wrap my brain around that. But that's what they say. Time actually, and then and then in high school, just learned a really simple equation. So distance equals rate times time, right? So that there's a great use of that equation mathematically show me that time is the only thing that can change. I don't know. So because distance equals distance equals rate times time, and then the rate is a constant when you're talking about the speed of light, c. So, and then I'm just talking two different observers watching a light beam bounce between mirrors, and the observer that's not moving at high speed. I don't know. Dun dun dun. I know, right? I'm not really. I'll show. Ooh. I know, right? I'm not really. I broadcast from the surface of Mars. We are robot. Dang it, the heck. I broadcast from the surface of Mars. We are robot. Dang it, the heck. time. I don't know. Time. I don't know if time is man-made or not. It seems to have passed even before we existed.
Puppet high, score 100. Puppet, twisted, pull it, pull it, twisted, pull it, puppet, pull it, twisted, pull it, twisted, pull it, puppet, twisted, pull it, puppet, twisted, pull it, pull it.
Focus on breathing, and then I can't. Yeah. Focus on breathing, and then I can't. That was a lot that came out. You want to see my snot? That was a lot. I'm getting over a cold, and when I talk, the vibration, like, all of a sudden I can feel a big chunk loosen up. Well, the first one, the sun just demands our attention. It demanded our ancestors' attention, and it changes a little bit each day. It just begs to be studied. And it so obviously gives us warmth, and it so obviously affects the growth of plants, and as an agricultural species, and how to be able to see the patterns in the sun, and probably the moon too eventually, but helps people predict where to be. When I'm sure people migrated, especially in northern climates. Isaac says, any chance you go back to work in the near future? I guess it would make... I'm going to first apply for disability. I don't know. I've been off work since November, and I haven't even managed to apply for disability. Like, I don't know, for the past 2 years, since I was diagnosed with HIV, I never made it to the work meetings anymore. You're supposed to make it to 5 of the monthly staff meetings. I didn't make one in 2 years. I just couldn't show my face. I don't know, especially my coworkers. Like some of them are, my friends. Even some of them still are my friends. But my friends would tell me what some other people would say, and this was before the show or anything. Just stuff like, how could he be so irresponsible? Blah 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 blah. I don't know. And I know what people think or might think. And it's usually either pity, fear, or disgust. I don't know, whatever. And I was able to. I only worked 2 days a week. For the last 5 years that I worked at that hospital, I worked every Saturday and Sunday from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. So 24 hours. But they called it the Weekender program, and it was every weekend. And because of that, they paid me instead of for 24 hours, they paid me for 40 hours. It was a pretty sweet gig. Anyway. Before that, I worked nights, like all my whole adult life. I worked nights, but then it was for the 5 years. It was kind of nice. It was the 5 years when my kids were first born, so I got to Monday through Friday. I got to be home with them, and so yeah, I've been struggling to make it to work. All right, it's time. I think it is time. Welcome to Jason is a Social Scientist. By Mouth Daily. Pill number 200. 200. This is the 200th show of By Mouth Daily. The pill is Triumec. It's a once-a-day pill that I swallow live on the Book of Face in front of my friends, family, and strangers in order to embrace stigma, hopefully dispel ignorance, and find support. And offer support even, maybe a little bit. Yeah, and it's a once-a-day pill containing 3 medications, abacavir, dolutegravir, and the Movadine. Together they work in concert to suppress the replication of the HIV virus within my system. By controlling the HIV virus within my system, it renders my viral load undetectable, which means you can't detect the virus in my vital bodily fluids, like my semen, my blood. I don't think in your tissues, I don't know if they've done those studies, but anyway, they have done studies to see the risks of HIV positive people with undetectable viral loads having unprotected sex with their partners. They called it the partner study. And 1,500 couples over 2 years and 50,000 sex acts. Not one of the HIV positive people in the study gave the virus to their partner. Five of the HIV negative people did become HIV positive, but they caught it from someone else because they can tell by genotyping or looking at the virus's DNA. And there's also just for educational purposes, because it's something I really want to know. I would have wanted to have known when I was HIV negative, and I was engaging in behavior that put me at risk for exposure. There's a once-a-day pill containing 2 medications. It's called Truvada. They use it as PrEP, pre-exposure protocol. It's also a once-a-day pill that HIV negative people can take, and it virtually eliminates the risk of HIV. There's the hashtag TruvadaWhore. There's a whole generation of people that once again can engage in condomless, bareback sex without the risk of HIV. And it's a big change. And the future is now, and it's 1960. Free love. I think I want to build a moon base first, and then go to Mars. We need to get set up someplace stable. Like Mars colony is just. I don't want to live on Mars yet. It's just it is too much of a pioneer for me. You are 6 months away from the nearest level 4 trauma center. It's very well possible, Angel. There's certainly evidence that Mars rocks come to this planet. And it's also possible that we, at one point, Earth sent its spores to Mars. And who knows? Like, life is seems to be so hardy. Life really could be like extrasolar, right? Outside of the solar system. Maybe life can survive dormantly between in interstellar space. Maybe life that comes from another star. Maybe life was sent here. No, let's see. Maybe we are the Van Huysen probes instead of robots or little organic machines that they send. Okay. Or maybe we're a simulation of. I have no idea. Dang it, the heck. We need to drink something. They just found a man-made mineral on Mars? That sounds like the Russians.
That's the Russians for sure. Call Boris. Call Boris. That sounds like the Russians. That's the Russians for sure. Call Boris. Call Boris. And actually, now that I think about it, the history of Mars missions is really rather sour. There's been a few satellites that have crashed, a few Martian missions that have not been successful. In recent years, it's been good. Like Curiosity, Spirit, what is the other one? Opportunity, I think. Anyway, yeah, all the rovers were huge successes. But I think a lot of the mission, and I don't know, depending upon where they found the man-made mineral and what it is. Phil, 200 down the hatch. When life hands you HIV, turn that shit into golden Kool-Aids. Oh yeah. 200 down the hatch. When life hands you HIV, turn that shit into golden Kool-Aids. Oh yeah. The Russians, they're pretty, what do I think about them? I don't know. I really don't like what's happening with human rights, especially there. The Russians. Oh. All the Eastern Bloc countries and stuff, right, too, there. Everybody's killing the gays. USSR, or as they call the KGB. I don't think it technically exists anymore, but Vladimir Putin used to head the KGB. USSR, or as they call the KGB. I don't think it technically exists anymore, but Vladimir Putin used to head the KGB. Angel, you about ready to beam in? Tell us all about the tightly sealed documents. Then we'll bring, I don't know, we'll do Samantha immediately afterwards. Don't worry, we won't leave you. We'll look at being one person at a time, though. That's a true story. We'll bring, I don't know, we'll do Samantha immediately afterwards. Don't worry, we won't leave you. We'll look at being one person at a time, though. That's a true story. Dang it, Dag. Don't talk about space aliens, I guess. I don't care. Dang it, Dag. Don't talk about space aliens, I guess. Gently down the stream. Merrily, merrily, merrily. Oh, I don't have the echo chamber on. Duh. Life is but a dream. Let's see if I can share. See if my other account got permanently disabled too. Yeah. Bastards. Bastards. All right, I'm totally gonna. I'm coming up with an actual sock for danging. Dang it, the heck! Right, man. Fucking liar. They don't prescribe Triumic anymore. Right. That's admits truth. Dang it, the heck. That's a pretty good troll attempt, though. That's a pretty good troll attempt, though. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, merrily, dang. Merrily, merrily, life is but a dream. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Row, row, row your boat gently down the stream. Merrily, 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 life is but a dream. Why is this not? Falcon says, you are funny as hell. Thank you. And now Angel's singing it too. Nice. Jimmy, well, I think we can bring you in too. So unless Angel can pass it down, she doesn't have to. Samantha, you're still welcome to come in. But otherwise, we'll beam Jimmy in too. And there's room for all three. Angel can pass it down, she doesn't have to. Samantha, you're still welcome to come in. I think we should shoot for. We've had 3 guests before. And I think we should shoot for a record of 4 people. I think we should shoot for. We had 3 guests before, and I think we should shoot for a record of 4 people. EHS? A's. Who are you? The Fonz? A's. All right, no. That's what I got in school. EHS. What? Who are you? The Fonz? A's. Eh? Huh? Is that yeah? No. Huh? 3-some, right? No, it'll be 4-some. So yeah, I think I was telling you guys about the partner study, and I've really been I don't know, because I want to advance HIV research as far as possible, right? And give people the real facts. And so I've been advising a new study. And instead of the partner study, it's going to be the orgy study. And I think I'm just going to participate in as many orgies as possible. And I think other people, other HIV positive people, I guess, can be in the study too. So, yeah, you have to. There has to be at least one HIV positive person in each orgy to participate, and then we'll just see how many. And the HIV positive person has to be undetectable, and so we're just we can. It'll be like a. I don't know, how old am I? 35. Like a 60, 70-year long study. And then I'll just participate in as many orgies as possible between then and now. And then the future generations will know exactly what the risk is. And I'll prove to everybody I can't give anybody HIV. Yes? Is that a yes? I can't give anybody HIV. Samantha's down. Angel's down. We are beaming in. Yes. Is that a yes? Samantha's down. Angel's down. We are beaming in. Yes. Okay. We have to go prepare. I have to clean out the pattern buffers. Got to clean out the pattern buffers. Oh, I should put on some music for you guys. All right, we have to go prepare. I have to clean out the pattern buffers. Got to clean out the pattern buffers. Oh, I should put on some music. And I can ground a dog if I want to. Okay. And it was Jimmy that wants to come in, right? Okay. Come on down, Angel, Samantha, and Jimmy. That didn't work at all. Angel, Samantha, Jimmy, come on down. Angel, Samantha, Jimmy, come on down.
Come on down. Angel, Samantha, Jimmy. Angel, Samantha, Jimmy. Angel, Samantha, Jimmy. Angel, Samantha, Jimmy. Angel, Samantha, Jimmy.
Angel Samantha Jimmy, come on
Angel,
down.
Samantha, Jimmy.
Angel Samantha Jimmy, come on down.
Angel, Samantha, Jimmy. Come on down.
Angel Samantha Jimmy, come on down. Angel Samantha Jimmy, come on down. Angel
watching today's episode. problem with the pattern buffers and lots of other stuff. I don't know. It's all a bunch of social science problems. Anyway. And so the original guests, we lost them. I think they're still stuck in the pattern buffer. I don't know. We'll try to rematerialize them a little later. But I was able to get a hold of a friend of the show. He was the very first guest that's ever been on By Mouth Daily, and he hails from Denmark. Hey, Max is here, and we're totally gonna beam him in now. Okay, I think we worked out some of the kinks in this. Here we go. All right, go Gadget beaming. There he is, all the way from Denmark. All right, let's bring him in. We got to turn up the volume so we can hear him. Pump up the volume. We beamed him and the whole piece of bus and everything here. So I don't know. He's on his way to school, and thank you for being here, Stefan. Thank you for being here. We're talking to him in the red AIDS bat phone. Bat AIDS phone. I don't know.
What an honor.
Oh, you're always too nice to me, Stefan. Way too nice to me.
It was awesome comparing the red phone with the bat phone.
Comparing the what to the bat phone?
The H phone.
Oh, it just dawned on me all of a sudden. I was like, it's like one of those epiphanies. I'm like, holy shit! Didn't Batman have a red phone? And I wear a Batman mask every night. This is perfect. And it's just like looking at his old rotary phone. It's not even rotary; it's just a single push button. But still, like old rotary style phone, and then looking at what phones are capable of doing now, and what I don't know. I'm Batman now, and just the 21st century Batman. What the difference in our emergency phones? Like, I don't know. This phone should come with its own utility belt. Wait, it probably does. I'm sure there's a utility belt app.
Yeah, but do you have an instant button to call the police commissioner on your door?
Well, I think he has one to call me. It seems like the police have been here a number of times. They must need my help solving crimes.
Wow, another epiphany.
Dang it to heck. There's synchronicity is ever present for those with the eyes to see. Like you have the eyes to see. I was thinking about you, Stefan, too, like how I want like, because I'm thinking about how to, and you can't see probably right now. You don't have a laptop you can with it's Denmark. You should have like a laptop with 5G LTE or something, right? But anyway, if you can't, anyway, so I'm thinking of your checkerboard paintings, right? And it would be great to build a new floor that was checkerboard here, and then a larger checkerboard out here, and so then it would make more of a seamless, like, and if you scaled it right, it'd make a seamless floor between the mini world and the. And I think that would, because I'm trying to think, how do you make it look like the floor, like the floor
It's already beginning to do that, actually. I was thinking that while getting behind the mini fireplace with the skeleton on, it looks like you're at a podium or something.
I was thinking with that skeleton, the skeleton of the skull. I was thinking about getting. I think I have another larger skull. I got to put that on the real fireplace, and that should be about the same scale then too.
I was commentating the other day that it was like it was getting too hard to see which furniture was mini models for real.
There's a lot of people that really do make the mistake, and that makes me feel good. And I was noticing too, I think it's a pretty good split, right? You can almost draw a line diagonally through the show, and it. But I think the floor, especially the carpeting, and the size of the wood grain, because this is the same flooring wood grain that's on the floor. It's the same laminate flooring, but just the distance, it makes it too jarring. But I think like he does all these great paintings with checkerboard, different color checkerboard, and it's just a great way to show depth. And when I saw you the other day on the show, I'm like, it made me think like how like those checkerboards are cool, and I think you could incorporate them really well right here. Kitty, do you want to come on? Max, I think Kitty and Max should come on too. We gotta have a party here, Stefan. It's the 200th show, and I feel like it's kind of flat. I'm glad you're here, Stefan. My first guest ever.
I just looked at it. 200 shows. And Jason is not here, and there's like 7 people.
I know, right? Hooray! I don't know. We're just gonna keep doing the show. It doesn't matter. It's because I can't dang it, and then also I don't know. There's also always variation. I can't say that for sure, because last night, even though I couldn't share it, both times that I didn't share the show at all. It got over 5,000, almost 6,000 views, which is not the same as I get. I've gotten like 26,000, I think, when I share it. But still, it's not nothing. So, I don't know. Just gonna keep plugging away. What's been going on? Yeah, nothing's been going on, Kitty. But now Stefan is here, all the way from Denmark. He's on a bus in Denmark, on his way to school. What class are you going to?
Oh, it's just the art class thing. So it's not like great or something.
No, art class is awesome. Oh, that's really awesome. Like painting or sculpture, photography, video arts. What else?
Not
Performance art.
Video art, but all the big mom.
Oh,
Performance art. We're planning a big. What do you call that?
A show?
Where a lot of people just start dancing in the streets.
Oh, like a flash mob.
Flash mob. We gotta do a flash mob in your apartment later.
Nice. You guys, I hope you guys have been planning this for a while. Like, I need something to cheer me up. This is so a surprise flash mob. Yeah, that's perfect.
Yeah, I've been planning it for like 10 seconds now already.
Nice. So 10 seconds, that should be enough time to organize it. Plenty. You use Twitter, right? Ricky said, "Where'd you go?" I was working on beaming a few people in, but it didn't work out. So we're gonna beam in. We beamed in Stefan, my very first guest ever. You have seen a lot of change in the echo chamber, haven't you? You were here when I was still doing the show in my bedroom.
Yeah. This is a lot more experimental.
Yeah, like it. I'm enjoying doing it. I don't know. It's finally. Before the show, it was kind of something I was committed to doing, but I was a little embarrassed about, right? Or was like it felt, it was. But this is something I'm really I'm proud of. There's a lot of elements to it, and it's I don't know. I'm gonna toot my own horn. I'm like, this is I really enjoyed this. Dang it to heck. Hang it to deck, right? Hang it from the poop deck. My deck is covered in dog poop.
Oh,
That sounds like the feedback, but that's your bus brakes, isn't it?
Yeah, it was.
So,
There's a Burger King.
nice. Feels like home. It feels like I ate at Burger King and McDonald's when I was in Amsterdam. And in New York, I don't know. I never know what to eat. Oh,
I don't feel like burgers today, but I'll eat there because it feels like home.
So in Denmark, does everybody grow up on fast food the way I did? Well, at least the way they do in small town America. I guess I don't know. At least the way I grow up. Does anybody? I grew up on fast food.
We're getting there. Thanks to you guys.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Oh, Stefan, how do we feed the future? That's a big problem.
Feed the future.
Yeah, like there's 7.5 billion of us. They're going up to 12 billion. How do we make sustainable? How do we produce food in a sustainable way?
Yeah, I was actually talking to a friend of mine about this, and we thought the actual, obviously we were joking about it, but the very best way would be to become cannibals.
Is that really the best way? That's the best way. It's a way. I'm not sure I agree it's the best way.
It's more environmental or something.
You guys have been watching too much Walking Dead, I think. That's what it sounds like to me. No way. Yeah. No, we got to go to space and grow meat and petri dishes and harness fusion and solar power, big solar sails. We need a lot of solar sails up there. What else? With microwave transmitters and receivers on this. We got to build one of these Tabby Star people. They're way ahead of us. They already got an alien megastructure up there. You know about this, right, Steven? They got the alien megastructure.
Yeah, I didn't think we were talking serious.
No, that's for real. No, for real. They discovered alien megastructure. No, that's fake news. But it definitely isn't ruled out. And it certainly could be aliens harnessing the power of their star. And they're way ahead of us. We gotta get on the ball. They probably colonized at least their own solar system. Shiloh says, I've been in and out tonight, busy night, but wonderful job and congrats on the 200th pill. Thank you, Shiloh. Good night, my good sir. Good night to you, Shiloh. Nathan Assassinate Crow says, Jason has more Tonight shows than Jimmy Kimmel. Well, I said at the beginning of the show, I was watching Simpsons, and they were celebrating their 600th episode, and I'm like, I'm sure I've got them beat on time. So these are 4-hour shows, and it only took me how many days? 209 days to make 200 shows. I'm gonna beat the Simpsons in a heartbeat.
Oh yeah, because you got the shower episodes and the big bills and whatnot.
Well, if you count those, yeah, for sure. I'm overdue for a shower too. I love the Simpsons. I watched Simpsons on the Tracy Ullman show back when I was a kid. I was the Simpsons are 30 years old. Must have been 8 then, right? Yeah, that makes sense because I moved in 2nd grade. And the Simpsons have been on 30 years. Oh yeah, so yeah. I had cable from the age of, I don't know, from when I could remember to the age of 8, 7.
Okay.
I'm just rambling. I'm sorry. I took Adderall, and I'm rambling.
I'll just warn you that I'm walking away from the bus's Wi-Fi, so there might be some interference.
Oh sure. Is it alright if I call you back if we drop you? You could. You want to show us around? Can you show us the campus?
No.
Okay, fair enough. I get it. Hong Kong Phooey. Nice. That used to be on the USA Cartoon Express for sure. Hong Kong Phooey. That dog, right? What kind of cartoons did you watch when you were a kid, Stefan? Or what kind of cartoons do you watch now? Let's see. Hong Kong Phooey. Nice. Hey, he's back.
Yeah, I just went on my own connection.
Somebody just mentioned Hong Kong Phooey. What cartoons did you watch as a kid?
Me?
Yeah.
Like He-Man and Turtles.
Yes. That's my shit
like
for
that.
sure.
Transformers.
Yeah, I watched GoBots. Did you watch GoBots?
Oh, no, I didn't. Maybe. I don't remember that one.
GoBots were good toys. Scooby-Doo and Courage the Cowardly Dog. Somebody,
Yeah, but Scooby-Doo. I still watch Scooby-Doo.
I don't see it on much. I don't really watch broadcast television anymore. Like, I have to pick what I'm gonna watch.
Yeah.
There's something that...
And when I pick it myself, I'm watching Rick and Morty and stuff like that.
Rick and Morty is good. I really liked it. Like, I don't know, I'm always a little resistant to try a show, especially if it's popular. I don't know, I have a chip on my shoulder about popular things, I guess. And then,
I really noticed. You really gotta pay attention when watching Rick and Morty. Because I do a lot of rewinding because a lot of shit is going on.
I don't know. I see, synchronicity is ever present for those with eyes to see, right? But I see a lot of similarities with this show. Just because with the multiple Jasons, it feels like it's the Council of Ricks. And, I don't know what else. Like the one alien simulation thing, where they're trapped in a simulation. I don't know. I like to think of myself as the sentient algorithm, and that I'm not in a real place. That this is like a sentient algorithm's best representation of humanity. This is what when it thinks of humanity. This is what it imagines, and I am a figment
Like
of.
the one with the alien parasites.
Am I the alien parasite?
Yes, yeah. I'm not sure if you're real or not.
Well, you have to. Are you ever going to come to the United States, or maybe I'll come to Denmark?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. You could totally stay here if you came, but if you're gonna come, if you're gonna come to the United States, I guess I don't really highly recommend Wisconsin. The Pacific Northwest is the place to be, or the East Coast. If that's the best you can do for any sort of history. But you're used to old stuff. Oh, let's see. I cooked some sweet corn for my kids, and cut up some strawberries. And this morning I slept, and because I did. I sleep during the day. I usually sleep after I walk the kids to the school bus, and then I come home and I sleep, and then that's about it. Nathan said, I got stoned and hit up the skate park today, and I had to get my skateboarding in. Nice. What did you do? What about you, Stefan? What have you been up to?
Well, I woke
What time is it? What time is it where you're at?
It's like 9:18 a.m.
Okay, and it's 2:19 a.m. here. So 7 hours. Samantha Joe.
7 hours in the future.
Samantha Joe wants you to come visit in Alabama. She says, "Come to the South."
Okay.
I'm just kidding. Maybe she. I don't know. I'm just reading out the comments to you. I'm sorry.
We're sure that was for me, Jason.
I'm not. Maybe for both of us. What dubs fuck the world, says Angel. DBZ. What is that? What do you think?
GBC.
DBC.
Game Boy Color.
DBC.
Oh.
DBZ. D is in dick. B is in bitch. Z is in Z. I don't know. Z is in zebra. Xylophone? No, that's an X. Dang it. Idiot. Z is in xylophone. Dragon Ball Z. Man, oh man. So I need to hang some shit. Hang it from the deck.
Not yourself, right?
No. That's way too effective of a means to kill yourself. I think most of the time, but the times that my suicide attempts have been so they're more gestures than attempts. But I wish sometimes that I had more. I don't know. I don't know. No, I'm glad. I'm glad to be alive, I guess. I am. Dang it to heck. Stefan.
Aw.
Dang it.
What you're fiddling with? I'm just seeing you like. just seeing that.
This is the canister for edible marijuana, sour gummies that I got in Colorado. They're all gone. Forgot you could see.
Only I get to see that.
Right. The exciting behind the scenes. Nathan wants to know if I'm a Dungeons and Dragons fan. I'm not. I've only played it once, but one of my best friends was a fan. How about you, Stefan? Dungeons and Dragons?
Oh, maybe once on the C64, wasn't that? Maybe.
I think he's talking about the role playing game, almost like it's like LARPing, but not quite acting it out. Where you have a game, but I liked.
Going to the woods and stuff.
Am I thinking that? Yeah, but I like Dungeons and Dragons, the video game.
Yeah. Can't quite remember it.
Hero Happy 200 says Jacob. Thank you, Jacob. Angel says boring. You didn't like Dungeons and Dragons, and then tabletop RPG, right? Yep. LARPing
Maybe
is even cooler.
Angel meant the program.
What's that?
Maybe Angel meant the whole program.
I'm wondering. I hope not. Angel was the one that's supposed to be on.
What are you fucking doing?
Light.
Aw. Did she bail on you?
Well, you know, I think people are hesitant to come on, and then yeah, there's just, I don't know what happened exactly.
Yeah, I was nervous the first time.
And Angel's a he too, but Angel's in Madison, same place I am.
Medicine or Madison?
Madison, right where I'm at in town.
I thought you just randomly said what you studied or something.
What was the other word you used? Not Madison, but what?
Medicine.
Medicine. Oh. Good medicine. Speaking of, I need to smoke. Luke Shaw, this show is like a drug.
Sure.
Well, that's a compliment, I think. This show is meant to confuse and delight the senses. And dang it to heck.
You know it.
So what time is your class, Stefan?
Oh, it's just whenever I feel like it. But I just went out into the cozy sofa place.
So are you just going in to work on a project, and not so much as like a formal class?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. What are you working on?
I have 3 paintings going on right now, and a sculpture of a big monster spider.
Nice. I like some of the recurring characters in yours. Like, I like the way you draw people. Like, it sort of reminds me a little bit of the Leica movie characters, a little bit like the claymation. Like, I don't know, sort of like Coraline or something like that. I think I told you that once. I think it was Coraline that reminded me of.
Yeah, maybe some Tim Burton-esque stuff going on.
Yeah, and Leica is like Tim Burton, only like on steroids. Like they're like pushing the envelope like in so many ways for stop motion. It's just they're pretty incredible, I think.
I gotta check that out.
Just like the recreating natural elements, things like water and fire, and just the level of detail and flowing hair and skirts, like just really complex machines that like they have to use like wire rigging and and then to move all that shit and coordinate it to create 30 pictures in 30 different arrangements for every second of film, and these feature length films. It's really like it's too much to even I don't know. I want the people who work on that show, like on those movies, to help me build a brand new set for my new show. I don't know what it's going to be called yet.
Just 2.0.
Well, it's not going to be By Mouth Daily because I'm going to keep doing that here. But I'm going to have it's going to be like an HBO show, I think. It's going to be, I'm going to be right after John Oliver.
By Mouth Nightly.
But how about? Well, you think they'll give me a nightly show? Or I need a nightly show. No, do I just want once a week? I want once a week, and this will keep being my nightly show. It'll be like, I don't know.
All the shows are nightly for me, or morning actually. So if you make it I don't know.
Well, the show starts like at 10 o'clock or 11 o'clock and goes to 4 in the morning, or goes 4 hours, so to like 2 or 3 in the morning, and so you can like end and begin each day with me.
Yeah. Well, I'm actually sleeping a little more than that, but 4 hours.
I don't get enough sleep lately, Stefan. Not at all. It's not good. Well, it doesn't matter. I don't even mind. If I don't have to be anywhere, I don't care about not sleeping. Oh well. Luke says, totally add me, Luke. I can't share the show right now. I wonder if I can share the show. It's the 23rd now, right? My ban from sharing the show is supposed to end on the 23rd. But I don't want to, I'm nervous to.
Banned on? What about these bans anyway?
I don't know what it is exactly, so I don't know why my account got permanently disabled. Probably because I have no idea. Because they don't communicate with me at all. Facebook doesn't. But I think it has to do with spamming. I think somebody in the groups that I'm shared to reports it as spamming, and after, like, then right now this account, my main account, it doesn't, like, after reviewing it, they let me come back and use my personal timeline, but I can't participate in groups at all. I can't share in groups, I can't make posts in groups, and I can't comment on posts
What
in
about
groups.
Pastafarian group?
The evangelical Pastafarianism,
Yeah.
they don't let me do live shows anymore from there either. I kind of
I
got.
thought you were admin there.
Now I'm analyst. They told me my show wasn't appropriate. They'll probably get kicked off for even saying this, but it's the truth. You know, if they don't, so yeah, they said that my show wasn't appropriate. It was after the, like, remember when Child Protective Services, somebody called Child Protective Services about the show, or about me being too. They said I was using substances to the point of passing out while my children were under my care, and I fell asleep one time doing the Facebook show out of 400 shows and hundreds of hours, and my wife was home the day I fell asleep, and whatever. So anyway, nothing came of the Child Protective Services thing because there was nothing to it. But I posted about it, and I don't know. I guess a lot of people got really upset with me about that, and they because I didn't kowtow and immediately I didn't kowtow to social services just as at the mere mention, like, I'm not whatever. If you can't be who you are live in this world or in this country, it says something about us, I think. Anyway, what was I saying? I forget. I forget.
If you can't be yourself, la-di-da.
Love your voice, Stefan. What the fuck?
I was rewatching some of the old stuff. Actually, not rewatching, but just checking it out.
I saw you commented or liked on or shared the Stefan edition. It was nice to. I didn't watch a whole lot of it. I wanted to though. I just got distracted. But it was nice just to see a little bit clip of it. Like, memories, and also just to see what the show looked like then.
Check this guy out.
Oh, that's like sort of a cross between Scream and like Guy Fawkes.
Yeah, check it. I think he's called Pie Mouth Daily.
What's his name? Pie Mouth?
Pie Mouth Daily, I just call him right now.
Oh, Pie! I totally got it now. That's funny. I like that pie too. That's really good.
All right.
Shut your pie hole. That's really good. That's so punny. It's crazy. They said that you hear me. Nathan says you definitely sound like Sean Connery. I can hear it. That's pretty. That's sexy. What else? Why was I talking about Child Protective Services? Oh, yeah, the admin thing. Let me finish that story. So, and it was hurtful. It was painful. Because a lot of people got upset with me about that. But one of the admins he got picked to be an admin. I was picked in 2014 to be an admin at the page, and he got picked like the same week. So we started as an admin together. It's like, I don't know, I considered him a pretty close friend. And after he saw the post about Child Protective Services, he made a post in like the private group for our page, like how like he didn't think my show was appropriate, and like I don't know how like we got to stop enabling Jason and like blah 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 blah, and I don't know. It's just like, you know, if you don't like the show, that's one thing. But like, I know if you disagree with like what, you know, like my personal life, that's another thing too. But conflating them really kind of hurt my feelings, and also like my personal life is really none of your business. And yeah, that was enough to bring. Once the attention was brought to it, they're like, oh no, we don't want your show here anymore, and also unceremoniously stripped me of my admin privileges. Yeah, it pissed me off, and it still hurts.
Yeah, but it's probably bullshit, you know, because your shows are pretty long. So they probably got upset about something that happened.
What?
For 5 minutes.
Well, it was before the show was as cool as it is now, right? And I talk about pretty controversial issues. It's pretty raw, and it can be ugly. The truth can be ugly sometimes. And
Freedom of speech.
That is a dog in front of the fire, Nicole. That's Sophie. Hey, Sophie.
This is Sophie, the social scientist.
We should bring her up on the ramp. Have you seen the ramp, Stefan? Well, you won't be able to see now anyway.
No, not right now.
I guess you'll be able to go back and watch yourself and see it, though. So I'm going to show Nicole, Sophie, and the ramp. I'll show everybody.
The ramp, is that like the thing you slide down from?
Yeah.
You're like a skater.
What's that?
You're like a skater in your own house.
Right. And the best thing, even this ramp was already in the house. It was down in the basement. It was our elderly dogs. It was so, like, this is Boxer 2.0 or whatever, right? So Sophie was what? There she is. About like 10 years ago, we had a dog that it died about 10 years ago. It died in 2007. And then, but before it died, it was getting old and having trouble jumping up on our bed. So we got this ramp. And then after it died, we put it in the basement. It sat there until the show came along, waiting for the show. And when I was down in the basement looking at other shit, I saw the ramp, and I'm like, holy shit, that's strong enough to hold my weight.
Oh. I can actually see a little of the screen now through the camera. And I think you moved it a little.
Yeah, I was hoping that it might be enough that you could see something.
Maybe I should do like this to be in your screen.
Oh, I know what I could do. No, I'm not gonna do that.
Not gonna do it at all.
Good girl. Good girl, Sophie. Good girl.
I'll keep them open, or you may close them.
What are you doing?
I'm just petting the dog. Whoa.
Good girl.
Stay. No.
says, just hold her like a baby. That's what I do to my dog. But he's only 50 pounds. Although she looks bigger than my. I don't know how big. No, she's too heavy. She's too heavy for my weak ass. All right, let's play a song. Let's play a new song.
Hold him like your uncle. Hold him like an uncle.
An uncle? I don't know. How do you hold an uncle? That sounds. How do you hold an uncle, Stefan?
Hold him like you would hold your grandfather.
Ooh, let's play Wunderbar. Oh no, Kiss Me Kate. Austin, I would be grand to have you.
Yeah, I should maybe get into doing something.
Well, I'm glad to see you again, Stefan. And yeah, keep in touch, and yeah, everybody send some love Stefan's way. Dang it to heck. He hails from Denmark. Send all the love to Denmark. If I understood geography better, I don't know. I don't really understand it. I don't know. I'm pretty sure. I'm still pretty sure Amsterdam's in Denmark.
Like a map.
Amsterdam is in Denmark, and so is the Netherlands. I gotta find the other needles.
Just use like one from a syringe or something.
To use what? What?
A needle from a syringe.
Oh, you think that would work? I was wondering what I'm going to do when I run out. I'll probably have to go to the Google.
I think you should do that.
Where the heck are the needles, Stefan? Do you remember?
No.
Why not?
Place it that starts with H.
The heck? Is it in heck?
Behind the heck.
Oh, right behind. Okay, that makes sense.
I forgot to message Ben Wood. Ben Wood was supposed to be on the show tonight too. Oh my goodness.
Give him a call now then.
No, well, I should. We're gonna do this I Ching thing.
Hey, this is my Dick Cheney puppet. Hey, Stefan. I'm going to profit off another war and destroy Denmark next, so you better be prepared. I don't know.
Start the prep.
Oh my goodness, there's nothing you can do. Let's see.
Yeah. Do like the Americans does it. Have a cellar full of beans.
Oh, we're full of beans, all right. We're full of beans.
I wonder if it's in. They were in here for a little while, but I took them out. Nothing in there. Nothing in there.
It sounds really weird from here.
It's all glitchy or something. I don't know. I don't know. I think the data file's been corrupted. Oh my goodness.
The show is also glitchy.
The feed. Look at.
No, just
What, Angel, look at phone. What is Stefan doing? Is he causing trouble? I'm a wizard. I broke my wand, though. Stefan, I broke my wand.
You what?
My wand.
You remember?
That's not good.
Remember this guy?
Do you remember?
You're not even upset about it. I can tell. It's heartbreaking, Stefan. Stefan!
Well, I would care. I would care if I knew what the hell you were talking about.
You didn't recognize it?
No.
What? It was a important part of the show. My cane? You don't know my cane? It's my also serves as a wand. Dang it, the heck. I'm so whiny right now. Where?
Maybe I can't remember the Kane episodes.
Oh, it was all right. Risa liked to say it was that this dude is a flamingo. This other dude, Seth, he's we don't like to speak his name, but we do, I guess, because we don't. Everybody's a person, but Seth calls it a dodo, and I just thought it was a dude with a big nose. So it's like a flamingo dodo folk man
But
act.
you can clearly see its mouth underneath.
It smiles
So
underneath. It's really.
mouth.
It's an old cane. It's an antique cane from a Greek island. This Greek island right here. Yeah, right. Exactly. That's why I said this one instead of trying to butcher the pronunciation.
I'm doing the butchering on this show.
Whoa! I almost stepped off this ramp. I stepped off of this other chair, and the ramp is way over there. I almost tried to step onto the ramp and almost crashed. It would have been bad.
So it's like a new contribution to the show.
Where those darn needles go to?
Darn needles. Where are those Narnia beetles?
Narnia beetles, exactly. I don't know, they're like, Nottingham marbles. It's really difficult to find.
What? I was starting talking nipples now.
I'm gonna find those needles and I'm gonna needle them. Find them super fast and it'll be super cool.
Well, that's interesting.
Dang it to heck. Alright. There's one needle on this magnet, but it's really hard to get at.
Do you use MP3s?
What's that?
MP3s? Do you use MP3s? Free? Okay, whoa, I can't say free right now.
MP3s? What MP3s?
Yeah. Like the music files.
Like, do I listen to them? Or am I capable of playing them? Like, I don't listen to music much, just in general, in my personal life, you mean? Is that what you mean?
Oh, it was just because I just saw a news article in the newspaper upstairs. It's claimed that the MP3 is dead.
What's the new format? What's the new universal format?
Streaming, I guess.
No, makes sense, I guess. We got a needle. Stefan, we got a needle.
Nice.
So this is...
Puncture your arm with it.
I don't know what this is.
galaxy?
Well, it's like this big. It's a magnet, right? I found it at like 4 houses down. They had a garage sale, and it used to belong to this lady's dad. And it has Milwaukee written on it, like an old classic way of writing. It's old. And when you turn this wheel and touch these 2 spots,
Milwaukee.
it produces electricity. It's a spark. It's like some sort of electric thing that turns. You turn this crank, and it makes repeated sparks. But I don't know what it's for.
No. Just to get sparky, I guess.
It serves as a good phonograph needle holder. They don't ever fall off of it. That's for sure.
Yeah. You must be right. It must be what it's made for. Sure.
I'm sure I'm always right. Right. What the heck?
How many viewers are on?
6.
Wow.
It's like the old days. No, it's all good.
It's a free for each.
And I think, and one of them is me. I had the show pulled up.
Oh, yeah. I don't know if I'm still honest, also.
Remember that dear news operetta who wrote the chorus?
I beg your pardon, Billy. I was the understudy.
There was a one, remember? Something about a song.
Yeah, you are ravishing tonight. You have made me the happiest of men.
Your Highness.
Wunderbar.
Wunderbar! Wunderbar! What do you got there, Stefan? What is that?
That's a particularly sort of, but it's a structure of some kind. It's art. It could be a really cool antenna, but
You're really gonna put me to sleep with this music.
is that a cat? Shit.
It's more than wunderbar. Explain the difference between the new Nito. Nathan feels old and ancient. Wow, look at you. You're getting good at this ramp. You are. You're gonna be a circus dog yet.
And with this music on, I'm feeling young.
girl, look at you. Look at you go. Oh, yes, good girl. Oh, careful, girl, careful, careful. Oh, Historia, Kampala, Pan America. Ooh. I said, calm down, down, sit. Good girl. Good girl. Look at you. Look at you.
I think it's like it's in Spanish.
This record sounds good to me. It says, happy though married.
Yeah. Oh, it hasn't started yet. Live and then Indonesia. Yeah, I'm big. Nah, about the middle. I find it beautiful.
I'm so happy it doesn't seem like more than 12.
I'm humping my leg. This dog is crazy, it's feral.
Some girl just went by and asked what the hell I was doing.
If I'd have let go, he'd have killed. It's the funny thing how I seem to meet my wife. One of those deep-side romances.
What did you tell her?
I'm trying to say I was live on an internet show through Facebook. And even though she's younger than me, she felt really old.
And here is where the romance comes in. It's what started this whole thing. One day we got out a little too far. Of course, I don't want to hold that. But if I hadn't been there at the critical moment to jump after her, we would have perished miserably. It's a funny thing. My father saved my mother from drowning, and I think I know now why we never wanted to face women like
This comedy routine is no good, Stefan. Let's try and mute another song here. There'll be some changes made.
Is that the happy-go-lucky thing?
Largo, Handel from Xerxes, Angel's Serenade. This sounds classic. I want to be a chemist and make chewable flavored THC gummies. Nice. I really like when I was in Oregon. I really liked the whatchamacallit. What did I like? The Starburst kind of ones, like the Starburst ripoff. The chewy taffy kind of.
Well, that's moody.
What did you say, Stefan?
That it was moody.
Moody. Moody?
Yeah.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
Good mood or bad mood, I don't know.
I think you're talking about the music, right? So.
Yeah.
I'm gonna try the flip side. Maybe the flip side will be exciting.
Catch you on the flip side and bring on out your flip flops.
Exactly. I have to blow my nose again. This is exciting television. Blow your horn.
That already contributed to being disgusting.
How's that?
Because when I just arrived to the school, I picked my nose several times and forgot I was talking to you.
Nice. That's awesome. Because I pick my nose too, you know? That's real. I know, it's a virtual wonderland.
I was watching, I was doing a little stalking on you the other day.
Oh, what did you find out?
I found that before you made the By Mouth Daily things.
Yeah.
You were at some time very obsessed by slow motion underwater movies.
Oh, that's yeah. I got a new iPhone and I was excited about I got a new iPhone case and I was excited about it. The nude. In pink. I love it. I love it. Wet, nude, and in pink. It's true. You got me. You got me.
I was just realizing it's the first time I've been on a pill show, because the first time I was on, it was just a Stefan edition, and you had another show being the Balmouth Daily.
What's that?
The same day.
You had a special edition, right? You had the Stefan edition, right?
Yeah. So there's no pill swallowing on it.
But now that the show's 4 hours, I haven't been doing as much in between shows. I haven't been.
Except for the shower shows.
Yes. And I think about phasing those out, but I made a commitment to do it, so I just keep doing it.
And now that girl from Florida was gonna shower with you, or what it was. So now you have to keep on going.
Nicole, I believe.
Yeah.
There's somebody in Wisconsin that's gonna come here and Jennifer is her name. I think she's gonna come shower with me.
It's definitely worth the trip.
Nice. I'm glad you think so, Stefan. Anything to get you across the pond, as they say, or the British say. This is awfully slow as well. Come on, we need something different here. Pick up the pace.
What are you gonna do over there? Oh, I'm going there for a 9-day trip to take a shower.
Right. Oh, totally. And it's I'm sure that people would totally understand that. Okay, so this is the Dirty Dozen number 2, speckled red.
I was seeing the very first show.
And
I guess you were just were sitting at the first Bournemouth Daily.
Oh, the pilot.
You're just sitting. Yeah, you were sitting at a kitchen table or something.
Well, I was sitting at this counter right here, right? I think right here. I was sitting right here. But you
I
can't
could see actually where you were. It was very up in your face thing.
Yeah, so, do you have the show pulled up? Are you in front of a computer now?
No.
Can you do that while you're at school there? Is there a computer you could go to?
Not so easy.
Not too easy. Okay. What was I gonna say? Oh, so yeah. So the reason I asked is because I'll be describing it here, but I'll describe for the audience. Yeah, the camera used to sit. Let's see, right here. The iPad that the show is recorded on used to sit right about here, and then I would sit here, and I'd be a question and answer show, and I'd swallow a pill. And the show was usually half an hour, 45 minutes, something like that.
Yeah. How far are we in now? 3 hours or something?
Is it? I don't know. I have to check. This is kind of nice. This is recorded in April 1930. Boy, this is pretty rock and rolly for 1930.
Yeah, you gotta mark that one.
Now, boy, say you ain't acting fair. You know about that, you got real bad hair. Your face is all in there, your
This is good.
If you ain't doing the bobo, what your head turns down, now you a dirty bitch. Robbing the teeth, if you ain't good, now your papa is your good, now your mama keeps it all in.
So,
like
Jason,
That's great. April 1930. That's really. I wouldn't have guessed that. I don't know.
I told her to wait and test she got enough juice. She got enough to see the first and I've been kissing. You know about that boy that I been kissing. Now she was good and Mr. Love in the street.
There's a flip side to this too. Also, the Dirty Dozen.
how many records doesn't have flip sides?
How many records? These used to belong to my uncle. And I probably had like 50
How many records?
or 30.
Doesn't all records have flip sides?
Not all of them. I've got a few that don't. This one, for example.
Interesting.
And there's also, I don't have any of these records. I do have the head, but there's also records that are all one-sided, and they were about a quarter-inch thick, and they have a diamond-tipped needle. Records that are all one-sided, and they were about
That's a flat earther
and they have a
thing.
diamond-tipped needle. What'd you say, Stefan?
It's like the people who believe the earth is flat, they only have music on one side.
Yeah, well, I don't know how to respond to that, but seems legit. It seems legit.
Well, there was this theory.
I want all you women folks to fall in line.
So this is the diamond tip needle. It's like an adapter.
Like a door handle.
Yeah, I can put that on the other on this player right here and change the head. But I don't have any records to play. Yeah, I can put that on this player right here. It's Stormy in Alabama. But I don't have any records to play.
That's the title, right?
What's that?
That's the title, not a forecast.
I don't know what that means. It's a forecast. What's the forecast now?
It's the title of the thing, not a forecast in Alabama.
I still can't understand. I can't hear. I don't know. It's this song. It's distracting me. You need records. What size? They're like this. They're like 1/4 inch records. They're single-sided 1/4 inch records. You need records. What size? They're like this. They're like 1/4 inch records. They're single-sided 1/4 inch records.
I like your mama like it good with you. I did like your daddy, but your daddy was you. Make your daddy on the corner of other things. You know about that he was funny that way, tonight he was funny with you.
I don't have a record player to play this one, but Stefan, you said you liked He-Man when you were a kid. I've got a He-Man record.
Oh my god. It's a picture disc.
I'm He-Man. I'm strong as can be. I brush my teeth with regularity. Once in the morning and once at bedtime and after each meal so my teeth will shine. You'll remember this saying if you rehearse, and you'll be like the masters of the universe.
That was the beginning of hip hop.
It does seem like it does, right? It really is. This is like experimental shit. This is like Johnny Be Good, like shit that didn't come around for a long time.
I like your mama like it good with you. I did like your daddy, but your daddy was you. Met your daddy on the corner the other day. You know about that he was funny that way, tonight he was funny with you.
I also don't have a player for this either, but I've got He-Man on Laserdisc.
Oh my.
I don't know. He-Man was all 80s.
Yeah, but Laserdisc wasn't.
I've never actually used a Laserdisc player. It reminds me of like the combination of a CD and an 8-track.
I've never tried an 8-track.
We used to have an 8-track player when I was a kid. My dad was a sucker for gadgets. He was he's really real conservative guy. Real I don't know, but he loved fancy
My parents didn't even like music, and we got like a CD player when they first came out. My parents never really especially my dad really never used a computer. We got a Commodore 64 when that came out. We had an 8-track player and all, I just like every format. Well, he's the one, I inherited the phonograph from him.
Cool.
My parents didn't even like music, and we got like a CD player, and the one, I inherited the phonograph from him. Hey Angel, how's it going? She says, hello, gorgeous, back at you. Pill 200, I'm glad you stepped in for Pill 200.
200.
Hello, gorgeous.
Mouth daily. Just gonna try to say the thing in Danish.
Here comes, I've taken quite a fancy to you. I've taken quite a fancy to you. So. Here comes, I've taken quite a fancy to you. I've taken quite a fancy to you.
And there it went. En socialvidenskabsmand ved munddagligt. Pille nummer 200.
a fancy dearly to a fancy little girl like me. Have you heard, Stefan, have you heard In the Sweet By and By on Cylinder?
I'm not sure. I'm eating pill number 200 cake right now.
Stefan, have you heard In the Sweet By and By on Cylinder? Say that again, I'm sorry.
Pill number 200. I'm eating cake to celebrate the 200 pill.
Say that again, I'm sorry.
I'm eating cake to celebrate the 200 pill.
What should I take to celebrate it?
I'm eating a cake.
Oh, why
I don't
didn't you
know
send me a cake? How could you not have sent me a cake? What the heck? Just kidding, I'm kidding. What kind of cake?
It's like a chocolate thing.
This is In the Sweet By and By. I caught it. Yeah.
Now because it's like a Jubilee program, or what you call it.
Oh, I'm sorry? What do I...
Now it's like a Jubilee program, or what you call it.
Oh, because is that 100 anniversary of the Jubilee? Is that right? I'm sorry?
Yeah, like some sort.
That's fun. I forgot. No, that's cool. I've forgotten that word even. Yeah.
I was watching the very first shows, and it went from 1 to 3, and then there was a skip to 33 because you had a mouth band.
Yeah, Pill 3, and then I got 3 shows under my belt, and then I got a band. It got a band. So then I did the other shows on another account. And so I got 20. I did 23 of those days on one account, and that account also got a ban. So I did another 7 days on a third account. Those other 2 accounts have both since been disabled. I have the 7 shows, I think, from one of the accounts, but I don't have the 23 from. There's 23 lost pills.
But what was the ban about?
Oh, it was for, I think it was for masturbating. On
that
Facebook,
show.
yeah.
You really know your audience, their needs.
That was really technically a private group. Like this, By Mouth Daily has always been nudity free, but everybody likes to masturbate. People like sex and drugs, and listening to music, and well, they do those things. What other cylinders do we have? A lot of them, of course, like since we first recorded sound, we've been having format problems, right? Well, at least half the cylinders that I have are not compatible with this machine. Since we first recorded sound, we've been having format problems.
Oh.
Well, at least half the cylinders that I have are not compatible with this machine.
Oh, that police episode.
Which one? And then there's
Well,
a hospital edition. There's police in that one too.
They came to take your work key or something.
Oh, my work keys. Yes, the police came for that one. I made a post about having lost my job, and somebody made on the comment about Jason. Let me know if you ever think about mass murder. And and I really I was dealing with these issues with Child Protective Services and all this other shit. Like when you made the comment, I didn't even really. I just meant I was so stressed. Like I wasn't even. But anyway, my employer was like watching my Facebook enough to be concerned, right? And then they sent they sent the police here and a person from like a crisis worker from Dane County Mental Health to collect my keys. as if that would I mean it's craziness. Like the keys are really like I don't know. And plus it's also ridiculous because I've never hurt anybody ever. Wow. To save my own life I might. But still, like I mean whatever.
I just think it's kind of funny to me. Sorry for laughing.
No, it's it like. Well, what do they say? Tragedy plus time that is what comedy is.
Yeah, it just feels like police are too serious about stuff. Like some stuff. Anyways.
What? Say it again. I'm sorry.
It feels like the police are too serious about some issues.
Yeah, like I mean, like another friend of mine said, violent crime is so hard to predict. Like there's and it's a farce really to come here even and like I don't know. It's such a statistical anomaly. It's like you can't. I don't know. You're always preparing for yesterday's problem, right? Like. You never can predict where the next act of random violence will be or whatever. I don't know. I think if we just worked on
treating each other better, right? And making sure that people, I don't know, didn't have to worry about where their next meal was coming from, and I don't know what else. How about we listen to My Girl, a vaudeville specialty. So the patent date on these cylinders is July 29th, 02. The patent date on the machine is 1895. That's the latest one. The earliest patent date on it is May 8th, 1888. And the last one is May 31st, 1898. Excuse me. So that would make it 109. Okay, and it says on here, this machine is sold upon the condition that it is licensed to be used or vended only so long as this serial number, H74317, is not removed or changed in whole or in part, and that every possessor of this machine admits the validity of the above enumerated patents. I, as the possessor of this machine, admit the validity of the above enumerated patents. There, so now this is all legal and legit.
Well, you're following the rules then.
I'm totally going to reverse engineer this and start recording wax cylinders, though. That's got to be possible, right?
Yeah, sure.
Can you make me some wax cylinders, Stefan?
Maybe from wood.
It's got to be wax, man. It's got to be wax.
I don't think so.
This is time dilation right here. Oh no. Go, Gadget, goer. This is time dilation here. Oh, this is the dirty shit. Big ears and super olive oil. Girls love cream.
Mr.
Sounds
Lister,
like a tongue with tongue.
Mr. Lister's sister got a blister because he kissed her, and then poor Mr. Fister, and then Mr. Fister, he's whatever, herpes. The stigma of herpes has been existed since the earliest recordings of sound. I feel like, I don't know, everywhere I turn, there's nothing but stigma. Dang it to heck. Trigger warning. Just kidding.
I thought fisting was a new thing.
I don't know, everywhere I turn, there's nothing but stigma. Dang it to heck. They want to know where you're at, Stefan. This show is killer. This ramp is, I swear I broke a toe not that long ago because of this ramp. Dang it to heck.
Fisting has been along for quite a while, huh?
Oh yeah, what time is it? 10 minutes. We got 10 minutes left.
Oh, might as well stick around then.
Where are you at, Stefan? Somebody asked where you're at.
Denmark in Europe. Scandinavia.
So, like, that's, like, what other places are near you? Is that, like, by France?
Sweden and Norway.
I'm just kidding, you. It could be, who knows?
I'm surrounded by Sweden, Norway, and Germany.
So, wait, like, is your country gonna elect extremists, like really insular extremists like Trump? I don't know, like, weren't they worried about France doing that too? Like, I don't know. I don't know, how are European politics affected by things? I don't know. Well, and also by the Syrian refugee crisis. Are you affected by that?
Oh, we have a lot of refugees coming from Syria.
And has that affected the mood of your country, or like are people like up in arms about it?
And people that can't handle being all friendly and lovable starts to become racist. We can't come here. And that's what makes Trump supporters, I guess.
Yeah, well, and I think combination of like having a group to blame, and then also for people to be like feel like they're suffering, or there's like, I don't know, they're in jeopardy. I think it's easy to find somebody to blame, or want to at least.
Yeah.
Angel, yeah, he's from Denmark. Washington State, it's 130. Oh, that's good. Yeah, good deduction.
Are you doing the Batman nursery thing?
Yeah.
I would like to hear the house that Jack built again.
Oh, you bet. I always loved that one. Like I said, that was the one I memorized that when I was probably 10 years old or something, and it's it always has stuck with me. Like there's one line, the priest who married the man who kissed the maiden. I don't know. I could never wrap my brain around. The priest married the man? Like, I don't know, I didn't understand. It could be a verb that like somebody does. I don't know. I could never wrap my brain around. The priest married the man.
Yeah, but that's the kind of nursery rhymes where you actually only really have to remember the last line, right?
Yeah, I'm saying like a cumulative rhyme is how they describe it in the book. I'll totally do that one tonight. All right, Angel, have a good shower. Okay, we gotta get the lights out. It's really time.
And now, the end is near.
Good night, Stefan, Angel, and everyone. Good night, Stefan, Angel, and everyone. No.
Stefan, Angel,
Good night, Stefan and Angel.
Good night, Stefan and Angel.
Good night, Stefan and Angel.
And everyone. Thank you for 200.
Good night, Stefan and Angel.
Dang attack. Thank you all for being here. Where did that demo go? Of course I don't have it. I can't. Alright, we'll do it. Alright, this is the house that Jack built. This is the malt that lay in the house that Jack built. This is the rat that ate the malt that lay in the house that Jack built. This is the cat that killed the rat that ate the malt that lay in the house that Jack built. This is the dog that chased the cat that killed the rat that ate the malt that lay in the house that Jack built. This is the cow with the crumpled horn that kicked the dog that chased the cat that killed the rat that ate the malt that lay in the house that Jack built. This is the maiden all forlorn that milked the cow with the crumpled horn that kicked the dog that chased the cat that killed the rat that ate the malt that lay in the house that Jack built. This is the man all tattered and torn that kissed the maiden all forlorn that milked the cow with the crumpled horn that kicked the dog that chased the cat that killed the rat that ate the malt that lay in the house that Jack built. This is the priest all shaven and shorn that married the man all tattered and torn that kissed the maiden all forlorn that milked the cow with the crumpled horn that kicked the dog that chased the cat that killed the rat that ate the malt that lay in the house that Jack built. Dang attack. This is the cock that crowed in the morn that woke the priest all shaven and shorn that married the man all tattered and torn that kissed the maiden all forlorn that milked the cow with the crumpled horn that kicked the dog that chased the cat that killed the rat that ate the malt that lay in the house that Jack built. This is the farmer that sowed the corn, that fed the cock that crowed in the morn, that woke the priest all shaven and shorn, that married the man all tattered and torn, that kissed the maiden all forlorn, that milked the cow with the crumpled horn, that kicked the dog that chased the cat that killed the rat that ate the malt that lay in the house that Jack built. That's a really old accumulative rhyme dates back to at least the 16th century and may have its origins in Hebrew something, I can't remember. No, really thank you all for being here and good night.